Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are planning for the last week, which was the last week of September, and I'm using this Caress Press kit called Last Chapter, which I saved from last year. It was a bit late in the autumn, I think, and I just didn't have time to include it in my lineup last year, so I pulled it in for this year, and it's just so pretty, and I love the dark colors, but also it's about reading, which I've been into this year. So I was excited to finally use it, and I'm just using a simple rose foil bundle in Sparkle from Scribble Prints Co. And yeah, just a super simple base. I didn't think it needed too much decoration, especially as we're about to go into October, which has like all the overlays and foil and lots of crazy stuff. So this is just a nice simple end of autumn spread. But yeah, I don't know, not much happens this week. I'm still working on my New Year's Eve art. But yeah, all I want to say is it's so hard, I want to avoid spoilers because I feel like a lot of people will probably pick up the show after it's finished. But The Rings of Power this week was nuts. It was episode 6, so there's 2 episodes left, but this one was just chef's kiss. Amazing. The end is just, it's mind-blowing. And I don't want to do any spoilers, but you just gotta believe me, it's so good. So good. It was intense episode. Yeah, and I know one of the music tracks was 20 minutes long, and the composer Bear was like, "That's my longest track I've ever composed." So that was super fun. Oh my god, it was just so good. And then there was this horse riding bit, horse chase, where it had amazing choir, a music with a choir singing, and then just the end, oh my god. Anyway, just this has been so good. So I guess because there's posters of it now on the internet, this first season of Rings of Power is really about the rise of Mordor, and because Mordor wasn't always Mordor, it was a normal land prior. And yeah, we're seeing the rise of Mordor in Middle Earth, and it's pretty awesome. So that's all I'll say about that. I was so into Rings of Power this week. It was so good. I'm not ready for it to end, but today they actually started filming the next season. So I'm so excited. Hopefully that means it'll come at the end of next year, and we don't have to wait 2 years for it. But they started the next season, and they've already said another character they're adding. That's Círdan, the ship builder, the shipwright. And we all love Círdan in this household, so excited to see Círdan. If you don't know who he is the elf that builds all of the ships that return to Valinor. So you see one of the very last ships in Return of the King, and Círdan built that ship. I think it's implied that he takes the last ship as well, but we don't actually know. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear Locke eating yogurt right now, and it's distracting. They're not responding. Oh, they're just making louder noises. Thanks a lot, Locke. It's like the spoon in the mug, right? That sound. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what else happened this week. I don't know. I've finished the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series, and that was good. It's supposed to be one of the best books, and it was alright. I'm not obsessed with the series, but I'm also I am invested in the characters, but I'm also these characters are dumb. Anyway, it's a whole mix of stuff, but I am enjoying it, but I have to wait until my next Audible credit comes up to be able to get the 4th book. So we're going to spend this first lot of October reading random stuff that we already had in our library on audiobook. So I'm currently rereading A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. And it's probably one of my favorite books ever written. And I read it in uni for a modernisms class, but it was funny because at the time it was the first book in the reading list for the semester, and I always liked to read all the books before we really got into the semester. And so I read it, I'm like, well, and it's like one of my favorite books. I'm like, this might be one of my favorite books ever written. And now I have to read a bunch of other books. It's kind of unfair to the others to have had this one first because it's so amazing. And I don't say like I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it there's a lot of like sermons about going to hell and what hell is like. But the thing is, you get through all the lengthy sermons about hell, and then there's just an amazing cathartic scene at a beach where the character just rejects all of that and embraces wanting to be an artist, and it's just so beautifully written. Yeah, so that's why I love that book. It's got some beautiful language in it and a lot of catharsis. So I started reading that this week, and it's almost done. I think I got 3 hours left, and then I'm going to read my spooky reads for the month of October. So I think it's going to be rereading Frankenstein, so another reread. But I also read Frankenstein for uni for my Gothic class, and I read all these as books. So now I'm giving the audiobook a go. I decided to read this one because the audiobook is by Dan Stevens, and well, I love Dan Stevens. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna read that because he's the narrator. I know it's very shallow, but whatever. And then I'm gonna read for the first time Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. So that should be exciting. But that's kind of the plans for the books coming up. I thought I should mention those because this is like a book spread. Although I feel like it's also kind of a writer's spread because you do have the typewriter and everything. I don't know. But yeah. So that's all my pre-plan stuff to talk about. But, and also, we're in season 11 of ER. It's been good. It's been alright. I think it's been better than season 9 and 10. I think we literally just finished season 11. Like, we saw the finale of that yesterday, and now we're into season 12. I think there's only 14 seasons, so we're almost finished with ER, which is nuts. I feel like I've been watching it forever, which I kind of have because, we're into 12 seasons now. But that has been good. I'm still enjoying ER. But I guess we'll get on with what I'm planning during the week. I just put Dragon Reborn on the sidebar, but I finished that on Tuesday, I think. Oh well. I just put in Coffee Monday. I did some filming. I think I filmed my pre-plan with me that day before putting it up. And then I just put Hyper AF in like this ADHD sticker from Papershire because I was just getting stuff done. I filmed, I did a voiceover, I did editing, uploading, and then I did my listings for my art set, Holly Jolly, which came out on Thursday. So I was just getting all the stuff done. I did some laundry and a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like my Mondays always a long to-do list and I get them all done, and then the rest of the week I don't do anything. Oh well, such is my life. And then just put in that we watched ER, and then I had some reading time because my book. Oh, I'm also hoping that my voiceovers sound a little bit better because I got a what is it called? Like a pop filter or whatever to put on front of my microphone. So I think it's helped a bit, like with anything at the higher range, like when I laugh or something, it doesn't go weird. But I just got like a filter to go in front of the microphone, so hopefully it sounds better. I know it's not the best, but I don't know. I can't be bothered looking into microphones again. This one works fine. And then I just put on Tuesday that it was payday as per usual, and I was bringing in most of the doodles I brought in from a color of the week from SPC, and this was the recent black one. Although there was an old black one that had only like 9 or 8 sheets, but this is the new one with the 10 sheets. So I brought in a bunch of those because I thought black would work best with this set. Although I feel like with the light pink and the cream, the spread actually turned out pretty light, which I wasn't expecting, but I like it. And then we had groceries delivered and cat food delivered, and then we watched some Dog Place, which is funny because it is a medical parody comedy show, more medical horror, and yeah, because watching that with ER is pretty funny. Because it's both about working in hospitals, you know. And then what did I do? Taking forever putting these stickers down. I always catch up with myself. Oh yes, I did some work. I started working on New Year's Eve. I think I got all the people drawn that day, which was nice, but then I kind of lost steam. I always lose steam once I do the people. But yeah, I don't know. I think the set's turning out cute. It's going to be a very like neutral color New Year's Eve, something different for me because I've done like the blues and purples, hollow pink, and I've also done like the black and pink before. So we're trying something a bit more neutral and light this time. And then I did some filming and we finished Dragon Reborn. So yeah, so I have to wait for the new credit. I think you get an Audible credit like every 12th of the month for us, to be able to pick up the 4th book of Wheel of Time, but it'll eventually come. Just to read other things in the meantime. So Wednesday, obviously that Plan With Me went live, my usual one like this one, every Wednesday, and I don't know what else. What else did I do? I think I put planning time here. Yeah, I think I was going over all of my planners and figuring some stuff out. Did a little bit more work. I think I got one scene done. I think it's like I got the full box scene, but I haven't done the double box scene yet. And I just always get exhausted thinking about the double box scene. Oh well. Such is life. Have I said that already in this Plan With Me? I think I have. Anyway, I'm just blabbering on. Yeah, so I was getting minimal work done. Just bits and pieces here and there. I don't know. I have plenty of time, so I'm getting it done without stressing myself out, honestly. So we're going to cut up some boxes here to fit. I really love this color on Wednesday, but I'll be honest, I don't really love the pattern with it. I don't know. I know the pattern has like the light pink in it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not loving the pattern with the dark red, but maybe that's just me. So obviously I just put in more ER, and then I started a portrait of the artist as a young man. And this actually, I talked about Dan Stevens doing Frankenstein, but A Portrait of the Artist of a Young Man on Audible is read by Colin Farrell. You know, the big movie star. So that's been really good. And he's super Irish in it. So that's been fun. I don't feel like I've heard his voice a lot, to be honest. And I know he's Penguin in The Batman, but in The Batman he's like a completely different person. I mean, did anyone think that that was Colin Farrell? But anyway. And then I just did a whole lot of pulling stickers situation, because I was filming some flashback spreads for Planmas, and I just wanted to pull all the stickers for them first. Not too many, but I think they're fun. So in Planmas last year, 2021, I flashback spread. I did all of my Christmas spreads, like Christmas week spreads for Planmas. So if you are interested in those, you can watch them I have all my Planmases in playlists here at my channel. So I did that last year, so I didn't want to really do that again. So I do have like a long talkative flashback of 2021 Christmas week where I answer questions that I asked for on Instagram. But these other ones, I decided to do a winter spread and also a New Year's Eve spread. So they're a little bit different, and the New Year's Eve spread is from 2016. So it'll be fun to like look at some super old stuff. And in 2016 I was still in Australia, so. And in fact, I hadn't started my clip art yet then, because I did that in 2017. So I think that was an interesting spread. But yeah, so I've been working on those this week as well. Just chipping down on Planmas, so we have 25 videos for you guys, because you got to do some early work for that, I think, just to get it all done. But then on Thursday, I put the Fight Me Once More with Love Munchkin, because I got woken up at 7 a.m. by incessant hammering. It was kind of rhythmic hammering. It's very weird. And it just went for an hour, from 7 to 8, and then they stopped. I didn't do any more. And but they woke me up at 7 a.m. and I hadn't fallen asleep until like 4 or 5 a.m. So I was mad and grumpy and tired all day. And it pretty much just affected my mood like until today. And it's Tuesday the 4th of October that I'm doing this voiceover. And it's only today that I'm feeling like myself again. So I don't know. That messed me up. Being woken like that. And actually today on Tuesday, they started hammering again at 7 a.m. Didn't do it since Thursday. All of a sudden, 7 a.m. this morning. But they went until like 9 a.m. this time. So a longer time. But this time I just forced myself to stay asleep. Instead of like waking up. Because I didn't want to do that. But yeah, so that was fun. It just put me in a terrible mood. But we got bought me from Be My Guest, which is a Vietnamese place here, and my Holly Jolly set went live, and then I just put, but I am tired and blah, because I was, and I then just put in the usual ER, listening to my book, and then went to bed early. So yeah, then my sleep also was kind of messed up for a while. I don't know, it was a whole thing. I was just kind of depressed for the rest of the week, which really sucked. Very annoying, like one little thing will just mess up my whole brain structure for a week. And it's very frustrating. And I tried to get myself out of it. Like I was aware of it, but I couldn't get out of it, you know? I was just stuck. So I just rode that wave and just relaxed until today, Tuesday, where I felt better. So on Friday, sticker haul went live, another 15-minute sticker haul, and then I did some planning time, and we watched Rings of Power that day. So as I said, the episode 6, so good. I had to use this Boromir sticker from Papershire because, oh no, that's an Aragorn sticker. Because it both looks like Halbrand in this episode, but also Elendil and Isildur, which was so good. Oh my god. And of course, Aragorn is related to Elendil and Isildur. But yeah, oh, so good. So good. Anyway, so I'm loving that. That perked me up that day, which was nice. Just sort of like, you know, enjoying the ride. And also, oh yeah, that day we walked to the kiosk, which is like a convenience store, but it has a whole bunch of post boxes in it. And we picked up our, well, I had a package there, and then Luck had 4 packages there to pick up, so we picked up a whole bunch of mail together, which was fun. So I just put that little like autumn walking sticker from Papershire, because it was kind of us. Because it's cold here now. It's, it's winter temps for back home in Adelaide, so we're all rugged up. But we picked up our mail from our kiosk, and oh yeah, we had friends and burgers. This is all out of whack. I think we went to our kiosk like fairly early, before Rings of Power and whatnot. But whatever. And then I did a little bit of work, but not a lot, and did some reading. And I haven't done that in a long time, but I put 2 things in the one box because I couldn't be bothered. This is an old kit, obviously, so it doesn't have quite the range of labels that Caress Press has now, since she reformatted. So I just put it in the 1/2 box, and I think that looks good. I think it works when you have similar sort of icons and similar sort of scripts, like size-wise. I think that works. And then Saturday, gosh, what did we do on that day? I just noticed that my microphone has the gain super down, so this might be pretty quiet. Oh well, I don't want to put it up now because then half of the voiceover would be different. So I apologize if this was super low in volume. Anyway, that's my only gripe with this microphone. I feel like it's always so low, the sound. But well. Saturday I guess was pretty normal. I don't know what work I did. I don't know. I think I did some recoloring because I'm working on turning Golden Woods into a winter kit. I think I'm going to call it Frozen Woods because hello. So I've been recoloring some of that, but I also plan to do some new pieces for it. Because it's not going to be an outright like Rings of Power kind of set. It's going to be more just a winter fairy tale kind of set. Oh, we watched ER, yes, and I did some filming. I think that was the day that I filmed all those flashbacks. Yeah, got them all done. So I'm actually sitting here and I'm preparing to do like full voiceovers, including this one. So that's fun. Oh yes, it was the 1st of the month, 1st of October, so I did my VAT return for my business. And then, so I put a Papershire bunny making apple pie, but it's just to reference that we got Espresso House delivered and they have an apple pie iced latte, which was amazing. I think it's apple pie caramel. So it has like the apple taste and then it had like a caramel drizzle in it. Oh my god, it was so good. And finally, because we never get any of the apple flavors from Starbucks here, we only get pumpkin spice. So to see the Espresso House had apple pie caramel latte, I was like, yes, I'm going for that. And it was so delicious. I loved it. Oh, and then I wrote Sloppums Joseph's because Luck and I cooked Sloppy Joes, but as Luck likes to call them, Sloppums Joseph's. So I wrote that down because that's what we call them. So if you needed a new name for Sloppy Joes, there you have it, Sloppums Joseph's. And then Sunday we played a little bit of the first Dragon Age game on the Xbox, because I think it was on the Game Pass. And I played like the start of Dragon Age Origins, and Luck has played the whole game, but I've only ever played the start. So we're kind of thinking like we're going to play both of the games together and then replay Dragon Age 2, and then replay Inquisition, because they did announce a new Dragon Age game, so eventually we're going to get that. And I kind of wanted to play through all of them, long before the new game comes out, but So we set up our character for that on Sunday. We had Taco Bell, which we've been having like every Sunday. And then we both had a super long nap. Well, we had a nap, and actually Heidi joined us at the start of the nap. She was between our 2 pillows in the bed. So there's Heidi in the middle, and then Luck and I. We had a nice long nap, and then Luck got up. But I just kept napping because I was tired. And then Heidi moved to Locke's pillow. But yeah, so all three of us were napping and it's just so cute. Our little cat family. But anyway, had that long nap with Heidi and Locke and then watched some more ER. And then I just listened to music because I was just sitting around listening to the Rings of Power soundtrack because it's so dang good. And I just put up late because I was supposed to work that night and I kind of just did nothing, but I was reading Twitter and oh no they didn't, and Tumblr and YouTube and whatnot and hanging out. But that was this week. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, as you can see, the spread turned out a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I feel like maybe I should have done 2 black instead of the 2 cream, but I won't. It still turned out cute. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you. Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye.